Welcome to the network. Welcome to the Two Dads edition. Wait,
That's not it.
start again.
Two Dads, Gen X edition. Sup, Dawson? How are you today?
Great. You like Tony the Tiger? You like Frosted Flakes?
That's a throwback, yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
They're great.
so, last week we talked about the bad things about dating after 45, the struggles of dating, really. So I don't want us to seem,
Pessimistic?
Yeah, that word that you make fun of me because I can't say it correctly, like most words. It's the beauty of me is I have Dawsonism. It's my own language, it's like Klingon.
I love you for your Dawsonism.
Yeah, man, me too. It brings joy to my world.
Pessimistic.
Pessimistic, yeah.
So I don't want to be that way. We don't want people to
Yeah, we
think
wanna be
that
positive
we're like
about stuff,
horrible.
too.
So let's focus on what is positive about dating after 45.
I am positive that dating after 45 sucks.
It does not have to. I mean, being in Kansas is literally rated one of the
Hey,
worst.
we're in Missouri right
cities.
now.
Oh,
We're
yeah,
in Kansas
Missouri.
City.
Kansas City.
Yeah.
Okay. It's one of the worst dating cities in Kansas City in the country. I just said that really weird, but Wichita being number
Dawsonisms are
2.
good.
Always one of the bottom 5, right? Something like that.
It's one of the bottom 5, except for crime.
Except for crime.
and
then we're in
murders.
the top 5.
Go blue.
Yeah, right.
So when we look at this, I want to encourage our listeners, hit that like and give us comments on the in the comment
episode, what
section.
you
Let us
think.
know what you thought about it and
Yeah.
what we could do
Make fun
better.
of Dawsonisms.
Yeah, my language embarrassing stuff.
But no, some of the positives, because there's a lot of difference between now and back when we were 18, 19, 20, because my first marriage, I was 21, 22 when I got married
Yeah.
and started having a family. My youngest daughter, she was born when I was 28. So 5 kids later, I'm 28 years old and I've got all my kids. Well, now it's a whole lot different. I don't have that pressure anymore of want to have kids.
Well, I mean, we kind of look at the kind of break it down and kind of like the death of the biological clock. The BS meter is kind of full on both ends, women and
Kind of
men.
like the financial autonomy that we get now.
Yeah, and then the emotional intelligence, better intimacy because you're more aware of
Hopefully, right?
who you are, your body, what you don't like, what you do like. We kind of talked about in the last episode the moral line that sometimes you get pushed more.
Oh yeah.
Faster to do things that you might not be comfortable with. And so this is kind of where we push it back to the other way. It's like, okay, well, yeah, once you found somebody, how much more meaningful it can be when you start dating older.
Yeah.
So let's do dads this stuff.
Man, we haven't done that in a while.
I know, right?
That's
Craziness.
Yeah. All right, cool. All right.
So like I said, hit that like and subscribe and leave
Follow us
comments.
for more. Definitely comment. Tell us
Love
what
to
you
hear
think.
horror stories and positive stories of dating.
Oh, I want to hear the horror stories.
That's in the last episode.
I still want to hear the horror stories of dating. Not anybody that dated me, though. I don't want to.
So let's talk about the death of the biological clock.
Yeah. So, like I said before, I started having kids early in that first marriage, and I'm glad that I did. It was purposeful. It's not like we weren't, we didn't care and we were just like, oops. No, it's kind of purposeful. I didn't want to be an old grandfather, So my dad, when my youngest sister got her license, my dad was 60, and I didn't want to do that. So I'm 48. I've got 4 grandkids. All of my kids are grown up. They're all out of the house for the most part. They come back, but it's like I still have life, and I'm still pretty healthy, and I still have a lot of things that I want to do, and so I have that flexibility of still being young enough to enjoy my life and visiting my grandkids and my kids, and I don't have that pressure of raising little kids anymore.
Yeah.
Well, you kind of become that grandparent where you can now not be as stern with the kids. I think the biggest mistake grandparents make is they don't help follow the rules of the parents kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And so sometimes those kids go to see grandma, grandpa, they get to do whatever the F they want, and eat what they want. And they come home and they're kind of like little brats.
until they kind of get reset. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
these are the rules of the house kind of thing. And as they get older, they kind of learn, okay, we can, at grandma's, we can have candy and this and that, but when we get home, obviously we can't, kind of stuff.
Well, one of the things that I do for my kids is that I support what their rules are and the way that they do it, because
100%.
I
How
had,
it should be.
well, I had in-laws that were very, very kind of, they put their finger in the pie when it came to me raising my kids. I did not appreciate that.
Oh no. Yeah.
And so like one of the things that happened was at my ex-father-in-law's place, he had like 40 acres, 35 acres, something like that. I wanted, when we would go visit for 4th of July or whatever holiday, and the kids would go running in the fields, I said, as long as you can see me, then I can see you. So you have to make sure that you can still see me. And then in my first divorce affidavits from in-laws, it was like, he's controlling.
No, it's because I don't want my kid to get kidnapped over the hill. And I have no idea.
Or if somebody gets hurt or there's a snake or whatever,
yeah.
it's like, I can see them, so I know if there's a problem or not, right?
Yeah.
And so, but having like in-laws who were critical, or they would try and undermine the parenting, like my ex-stepmother-in-law, it's so weird to say it that way, but my ex-stepmother-in-law with another sister-in-law, when a niece turned 16, this stepmother-in-law literally told the daughter, you don't have to listen to your parents. You can come and visit me whenever you want.
Yeah. I've had people do that too. And you're just like, what the hell?
I won't do that.
And honestly, that's a great episode down the road, is how to be a respectful grandparent to your kids as a Gen Xer.
Yeah.
And honestly, the other flip side is, you're like, I'm good. I don't want anymore. I'm done. I want to enjoy. So a lot of times when you start dating, that's one of the questions that people ask. It's like, how old are your kids? Where are you at? Because you have a lot of women, I know in Kansas City, that they literally put all dating on hold, which is kind of a punishment to them because they're using their kids to get their love.
Right.
But they'll like literally wait till their daughter or their son graduates. Now I know some, when I was dating, a lot of them would say, I don't want to do background checks on every guy I date. I don't want to worry about them wanting to do inappropriate things. I don't want to, it's like, those are all realistic things. And I was like, actually, yeah, I have had those concerns too, kind of stuff, yet, so you got that part. So I think the beauty of dating older and if you as an individual decide, I don't want any more kids, I just want to be a grandparent going forward, and that person you're dating agrees to that too, that's kind of a nice bliss that you're both agreeing, like, cool, now we can focus on traveling and blending our lives and seeing
we
things
like spending time together because we enjoy each other. There isn't that pressure. Well, and it's interesting because, as far as like the dating range, there are some older 30s, because I kind of go 10 years below, 5 years above is my kind of range, right? And so
yeah, me too.
But like there's a lot of women who they focused on their career, they focused on living life and traveling and all that kind of stuff. Now they're in their mid-late 30s and they still want kids, and they haven't had any kids yet, and so there's still that kind of pressure. And it's like, for me, it's not that I wouldn't consider it, but damn, it better be an incredible woman. And I better have that confidence of like, we're together for the rest of our lives, and there's no change, there's no divorce coming, which I don't have that confidence. But to consider having a kid at my age, I'm not opposed to it, because I've also learned a lot, and so I think I'd be a hell of a dad too.
Yeah.
But
you are a hell of a dad.
Well, I appreciate that.
I know you're like, I think I would be. I'm like, dude, you already.
No, I mean, like,
you're already fucking amazing. Fuck you.
But like to raising a kid again, there's some people who are intimidated by like the late nights and the 2 a.m. feedings and all that stuff, changing diapers. I'm not worried about that part of it.
Yeah, me either.
But it's also one of those things where it's like, I've raised 5 kids, and so it would have to be a very, very unique situation for me to consider that again.
Well, and that's on my side of it. There you go, the flip side.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's important in dating. We joked about, like, you said, your 10-year up and down and stuff like that. I when I was trying to date, I did the 10-year.
You were like, anybody that likes me?
Well, no.
I'm just kidding.
Fuck you again. No, I mean, I think that the big thing for me is I did the 10-year down and I only did 4 up.
Yeah.
Because I just had so many bad experiences with women my age. how they literally had, they could, most of them that I dated could care less what my life was like. They expected me to just conform to their life. Like not one of them was like, what do you want? What do you dream? And if they did, it was just a Band-Aid to like get me to start to like them. And then as soon as I started to realize, it's like, well, why do we always think of your house? Why do we do this? Why do this? My house is nicer. My this, my this, my that, my that. I'm like, cool, but this isn't my life yet.
Yeah, right.
and we're gonna build it together. Where I think it was actually, I just really just started praying. You know, sorry for anybody that doesn't like God, but I started praying. It's
I like God.
Help me find somebody that is compatible for me and best for me. And I think I literally sat down and was like, okay, am I willingness to go lower if I did find somebody younger? And then, you know, what if they didn't have any kids? Would I be in a place where I want that? And I felt like you a lot at first. It's like, I don't know. It's just I've been burned so bad in that first marriage.
Right.
And I just neglected and abused and used so bad that I was very much, she has to be special. She has to be so amazing. And I'm, again, sorry everybody. And it's kind of funny is my soon to be
don't apologize
brother-in-law, you know, he made a comment that, well, I would never fucking want kids after 45. And it's like, okay, well, that's you, dude.
Yeah. Right.
Kind of thing. And
it's much more common now.
And my thing is like, I've met somebody that is amazing that I'm like, I wish I met you when I was 20 because I would have loved to.
No, you don't.
That's
You
true.
would've been like,
that's true.
maybe not.
Take that back. No. You know what I mean?
Dun,
But like,
dun.
Right.
I wish we were the same age at that time because
Yeah.
that's what I wanted back then. And so now I look at it like you do. It's like, she's an amazing woman. Like, you know, Sydney,
Sydney really is pretty incredible.
I fucking love her to death. She's everything I've ever wanted. We are so compatible. And I literally have like, I would love to have a child with her, you know, and my only fear is if I can't, like if for some reason can't produce or whatever, stuff like that. And I get excited about the thoughts of baseball and, you know, going to games and kind of redoing all that together, but as a family, because I didn't have that before. Before it's like we did stuff kind of as a family, but we were always separated. We were always, you watch that one, whatever, come back. And it just never, it was rarely enjoyable as a family.
And an interesting thing
and
about
I'm looking
that,
forward to that now.
Yeah, absolutely. One of the interesting things that I think about as you say that is like, you know, kind of like this next section where it's like we have our BS meters, like, you know, because of of all the stuff that we've been through, we can see people's BS a whole lot better. You recognize the value of Sydney because of all the negative that you've been through. One of the things that I
just want to make one thing super clear.
Yeah,
is like, I do want to have a kid with her. I would love to have one with her, you know,
which is beautiful.
And my only concern is the biological clock,
right,
getting older, because it's like and I'm getting teary eyed. Sorry, guys.
Don't apologize.
It's just the beauty of our relationship. It excites me so much so that I actually sat down with Kira and asked her. I go, "How would you feel about this?" And her response was awesome. It was like, I love the idea, you know, because you love her, she loves you. It's not like you're replacing us. It's like you're starting,
which is a fear for
you're
kids,
having
right?
a family with her because it's a family, but you're not replacing us. And that was one of my biggest concerns too, because that's how I felt. You know, with my dad and my stepmom, and we were literally replaced.
Right.
And so I know that's a trauma, you know, trigger thing. And so it was nice to have that conversation with her.
That's great.
It made that next step of feeling confident about if you know, she gets pregnant and we move forward that way.
Well, and it's heartwarming because I know a lot of what you've been through.
Yeah.
And so to know that you found somebody that is that incredible is awesome, you know. And like one of the things that I run into, I don't know if I've mentioned this in a past podcast, but like partly because I'm a therapist. So I read people. And I can pick up on themes and things that people are experiencing, as well as, you know, as a veteran, it's like you go through a whole lot of bullshit as a veteran.
Oh yeah.
You know, and so I anticipate that somebody's got an agenda. And sadly, like very quickly when I'm talking to somebody, it usually comes out pretty quickly. Where it's like, and I'm grateful for this because like when I was in my first wife, you know, there's a lot of years in the marriage that were really, really good. She'd probably say otherwise because she's, she hates my guts, but that's fine. Whatever. It doesn't matter. But there were a lot of really good years, and we raised some wonderful, wonderful kids. I finished raising those wonderful kids. I'm grateful for the experiences because it helps me to refine what I'm looking for in a partner. That when I was younger, it was like, oh, she's hot and she thinks I'm cool, and so it's great, it's awesome, and you disregard a lot of the crazy.
Well, yeah, and I think a lot of times, and I've told a lot of 20, 30-year-olds that, like, the nurses I work with that are dating and they're playing the games and they're playing games with guys and vice versa, and it's like they think they're playing chess.
Yeah,
and it's like, why? I go, you guys should be playing Twister, not chess.
Not the greatest reference.
I know. I didn't say twist her. I said twister, kind of thing. But the point is, you're supposed to be, if you're going to be playing a game, it should be a game of fun, not manipulation and control.
Right.
And outmaneuvering somebody to fall in love with you. That's not what love is. Come on, grow the fuck up.
And that's the thing is, like, I can see a lot easier now if somebody genuinely likes me.
I can see clearly now.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Do they genuinely like me? Do I genuinely like them? And so that's one of the benefits now is, like, there's enough experience now where it's like I can avoid potential problems because I can see through a lot of behaviors.
Well, and a lot of times I think people look at, that do they check all the boxes? And those boxes change. And so when I talk to a lot of these, late 20s, early 30s, I kind of remind them, I go, well, most men's brains don't really fully develop to 25, 26
24,
kind of
25,
thing. Yeah. And a lot
anymore, it seems like 30.
A lot of their views on women are based on what their parents told them. And then when they get in their 20s, they kind of change a little bit and start to understand what they really want versus what they were told to want.
Mm-hmm.
And I was one of those people too. And I think men in general around 30 kind of know what they want. And in this younger generation, they're just like, their whole opinion on people are based on social media.
Yeah.
Whereas a Gen Xer, we know the genuality of things. We want to understand it. So as we start dating over 45, we are getting rid of the BS shit. It's like
the bull BS shit.
The bull BS shit.
Yeah, yeah, we are. I mean, it's.
I like that.
The bull BS shit. Yeah,
because you're like you're no longer looking at your little. Do they mark all the boxes? It's more now. I have my life. I have this. Do I want to deal with this? And so let's say you have somebody. It's like, yeah, let's go out at 7, and then they show up at 6:50, and your reservation's at 7, and so I'm going to look at that as, okay, you're not taking this serious,
right?
Kind of stuff, or how do you value that time or my time, kind of thing, or. Oh, I want to go travel and do all these things. And it's like, okay, cool. Like, I would love to do that too. How's that going to work? Well, you pay for it all. Okay, fuck you. I'm done. I'm not doing that. Right. I'm not paying for
it's
you.
It's like, if you would like a guy to pay for it all, that's great. I'm not it. Good luck finding that guy, and that's where a lot of the life experience comes into. Like with my second wife, towards the end of the marriage, it was this realization of, I'm not the right fit for you. Yeah. We're not the right fit for each other. We went into it with we talked about a lot of things and a lot of hopes and dreams and all that kind of stuff. But as time went on, it became very, very obvious that it just wasn't the right fit. I'm not mad at her.
Yeah.
I don't hate her or anything like that. She's a wonderful woman. It's just not a good fit. And that's the part of the benefit of life experience too, where it's like, I hope that you find what you're looking for.
Yeah.
There's a woman that I was talking to that lives in Texas, and same kind of thing. There was a topic that came up, and it was like, I could see how she was misunderstanding what I was saying. I may not have been fully understanding what she was saying, but the process of trying to discuss it was, thank you for letting me know that this is not going to work out.
Yeah.
I hope that you are able to find what you are looking for. I'm not it. And it's okay. I'm not mad at you. I hope you're not mad at me, but this has been this. I'm grateful for the time. I'm moving on.
Yeah.
There isn't this like desperation to be attached to somebody anymore.
Well, and that's the nice thing too is, that's kind of a big key too, is, are you just trying to fill the void, or are you actually trying to find someone that works with you? I think, I just lost my thought, but I thought about one date where we went out with, met for drinks, really hit it off. I'm like, hey, cool. And she's like, hey, would you like to go do something else? So I went and did another activity, had fun, got to know her more. And then she's like, hey, do you want to get dinner? So I'm like, here. And I'm just like shoveling money out.
Yeah.
And then, but I had a good time. Like I was like, hey, this, we really had a lot in common. And then then ghosted.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the hell? So I do appreciate, and I think she was in her 30s, but I do appreciate the BS meter, because what you just said is you had an adult conversation.
Try to.
You were able to say, hey, this just isn't going to work. And you moved on without ghosting, without disrespecting, without being rude, and that's kind of what I've found on some that were really good. It's like, oh, you have 2 kids still in high school. Yeah, I'm not looking for that. I want somebody the kids are done. And I totally respected that.
Yeah.
Like, it's up front.
Okay,
cool.
I
loved it. I'm like, all right, yeah, I get that. I get that.
Yeah.
I had one that like we dated, hit it off, really connected, but her daughter was in high school, and she's the one. It's like, she does a lot of cheer practice, a lot of activities, stuff like that. I don't know if I actually really should be dating right now. And I just went, okay,
that's fair. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Just, let me know when you are, and I'm out. And of course, obviously never heard from her. So,
right. Nor do you want to anymore.
Yeah. Well, obviously, yeah. But it's kind of one of those things. And so what I liked about what with Sid is it never was a game. It literally was, she liked me. She came up to me. She approached me, reached out, got my number from somebody. She called me. Hey, I hope that's okay. I'm like, well, yeah, I liked you. I just obviously wasn't going to go that route because, your age and stuff. And we just hit it off so well. And it was just so nice. And there's just literally no games. And it's like, it's just so, and we talked about that. It's like, you'll meet someone that's so genuine, you'll doubt it at every turn at first. You'll question it because it just seems totally different from what you've done. But just run with it, give it time, and I did, and it's awesome.
One of the other things that's also really beneficial about dating in mid to late 40s, now that my kids are all grown, I'm still broke all the time, but I do have money.
You've made that very clear in every episode.
Yeah,
he just wants you women to know.
I'm broke. I don't have any money.
He's actually financially responsible.
Relatively.
He does a really good job with what he does, and his goal is to not have debt.
Yeah, my goal is
to keep up with the Joneses.
No, and that's the thing. Is like I don't want to keep up with the Joneses, but like there was a woman that I connected with online. She lives in Kentucky. I was able to drive out there, spend a weekend out there, all that kind of stuff. I had the finances to do that. She was going to drive out here. I was going to pay for the hotel and a bunch of other stuff, as well as activities. I have the finances to where I can afford to do those things. But like with that BS meter, going back a little bit, it's like, I'm not going to just spend money on somebody because I want that reciprocal. But I have that flexibility where it's like, hey, if we want to hit a concert, I can afford to go to a concert.
Yeah. Yeah, I do like that too. Because it's like being smart about things. I like, Cindy and I like to do the Lego dates. We bottle of wine, we build Legos together, stuff like that.
Right.
And we went to the mall to visit her friend and like introduce her to her friend, and then we go by the Lego store and she's like, I don't know, you really don't need it. I'm like, oh, but that's it's a date.
Yeah.
It's time together, and then every time we have that Lego, we remember that date. So it's like building those memories. And so I think for me financially, the learning lesson for me over those years was I was chasing things to do. Not things to do, things to buy that didn't really have meaning. And so now I'm all about building memories, building those time together, so that money is not being spent on the latest and greatest couch every year, or the latest and greatest car. Now it's about the vacation time, the going up north just for a couple hours and coming back, and just that quality time together. And that's the beauty of dating after 40.
Having the financial flexibility to do that, as well as the confidence and personal autonomy of doing that, where it's like, hey, you know what? I don't need somebody in my life. I've got people in my life. I got my kids, I got my grandkids, my parents, my brothers and sisters, nieces and nephews, all that kind of stuff.
Oh, he was
you guys. Yes, you guys. But like that drive of I can't be alone, I can't be alone, I can't be alone, which there are a lot of people in our generation that do feel that way. I don't have that. I'd like to have somebody join me because I want somebody that adds value, and I want to add value to them. you know? And so there's that confidence of what I bring to the table, you know, if we're going to use that term, what I bring to the table kind of thing. But like, I know what I can give. I know what I can do. And I'm looking for equal, right?
Yeah.
Reciprocal. And so it's a really comfortable place to be. Where back when I was, 17, 18, 19, 20 years old, I was really broke.
We all were.
We all dreamed.
Minimum wage was $3.25, motherfuckers.
Well, but it's like, gas might have been 88 cents a gallon, but I was still driving a 1990 Ford Escort.
Well, I mean, back then we'd go to a coffee shop, which there were only like 5 back then. Now there's 600,000.
Yeah, right.
And you could put your hand in the cushion and find like enough for a gallon of gas. And that's literally where it's literally where I got a lot of my gas money, was random couches across Kansas City.
You remember going and like checking all the coin drops from the
100%. I did that until I was 38.
I have not seen a payphone in years. I know that there are still a few out there, but like,
well, the ones I've seen are not the type you actually want to go into.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah.
So, okay, what about the emotional intelligence and intimacy being better after 45?
We've kind of touched on it a little bit, I think, where because I can read people pretty well now, a whole lot better than I used to anyway, as a therapist and all that. I can see like emotional trends in people. I can tell if somebody is emotionally intelligent or not. Are they mature emotionally? Just because you're 45, 50 years old does not mean that you are emotionally mature. Just because you're 30, 35 does not mean you're emotionally immature, right? Yeah. And so it's not about the age so much when it comes to that, but like I can see that a whole lot better now. Emotional intelligence is, and I've, unpopular opinion, women suck at emotional intelligence. They do. They're great at identifying the way they feel and expressing how they feel. But there's 2 parts to emotional intelligence. There's also regulating your emotions too. 100%. And that's where, stereotypically, women suck at it. Men are way too good at regulating our emotions because we don't express our feelings at all. Yeah. We don't talk about our feelings. But there's 2 parts to that.
Not me.
And so again, it kind of helps that I'm a therapist where like I can actually talk about how I feel about stuff and express I don't like this or I do like that or this is why or this is what I'm feeling right now. What are you feeling? I want to hear what you have to say. It makes for incredible conversations and I think great potential that I did not have before.
Well, yeah, and I think a lot of times, and I think Sydney's very mature for her age. I think that's why we hit it off so well. Her parents being, 81, 80s,
she was raised by
she was raised like a Gen X kid, and she thinks like a Gen X kid, actually a little more than her other family members, in a way that she does take step back. She does like look at things intelligently, and it's like, what's the value of this? What's not the value of it? We got to be smart about that. And then you got the younger age where, she might do something, spontaneous, which is okay. Sure. There's nothing wrong with that.
We do that too sometimes.
And, yeah, I definitely do. And so it's nice is like, we have good, deep conversations about different things. And I think the one thing I need to be better at is like reading like I used to and expanding my mind. And here's a really good question that I found that weeded out a lot of people.
Okay.
What does masculinity mean to you, and how does it bring value to your life?
That is a great question.
And that question alone, I think
you will know exactly who you're talking to with that question.
90% of the women dating out there, because
a
lot of them be like, "Oh, it's toxic. Oh, we're done."
Yep.
I'm like, you don't value a man. You don't value what he brings. You don't value that. It'd be just like me asking a woman what does femininity bring to you? What does that mean to you as a partner, as a wife, as a, how do you see a woman?
Yeah.
I guarantee you, younger guys would be like, what do I do? What do I say here?
Even asking women that question about femininity will tell you a whole lot about who they are. But and here's the beautiful thing. When we have that emotional intelligence, we can talk about how we feel. We can express those things in a mature way. It allows for intimacy to be amazing, because intimacy is not sex.
Yeah.
I mean, it includes it, but like the intimacy, the closeness, the safeness, the comfort with one another, being able to, whether it's you're out on a trip and you're having a blast, or you're just having a quiet night at home, or whatever it might be. It's, when it comes to like better intimacy, it also helps with the bedroom, with having sex, because you can actually communicate what you like and don't like in a mature way.
Yeah, and not be scared of hurting your partner. Because that's the hardest thing is learning is you're intimate in the bedroom, stuff like that. Like when you as a couple feel safe to communicate intimacy and like what you want, what you don't like, it just makes that more, I was going to say more intimate. You don't know switch the word, but it just makes it stronger and more personal.
Yeah.
And honestly, I feel you're less likely to step out of your marriage because you feel valued, respected, and loved and safe. And the nice thing is the intimacy as a 20-year-old, I didn't see the value of holding a hand. I didn't see the value of coming up behind and giving her a hug and saying, I love you out of the blue, or just kissing the neck and then walking away. I think that's one thing in my marriage. She thought if I did anything that showed intimacy, that automatically I had to have sex.
Yeah, my first wife thought that too.
But I'm like, I didn't do that.
No.
I never made you think that's the thing.
I was like,
now sometimes it would lead to that. But the thing
I'm not opposed to it, but that's not what I'm looking for every single time.
So I think the value as getting older, it helped me learn how to show those small things without portraying that I have to have sex afterwards. And I had to take a step back. I had to really go, okay, what am I doing after I show those small things that she felt that if I don't get sex, I'm pissed off, which is so not fucking true.
No.
And
disappointed maybe, but
it's just not even there's times like I didn't give a shit. Like there's times I just wanted to say I love you. And so I love in this relationship, I can do that. I can walk by. I mean, there's times we literally two different rooms. She's on the phone doing something. I'm doing something, and she'll get up, and I'll hear her get up. So I get up to see if she's done on the phone, and oh no, she's still on the phone. And we walk by, like my hand will just kind of squeeze her hand, and then I'll go on to doing her thing. It's like that.
Not her butt cheek.
All that too. And it was funny. I love those clips of guys like smacking the ass as they walk by. And I think one was really cool because it's like, it shows all he's offended. And then it shows, but in a real relationship, and it's like, he smacks. And then a month later he smacks and she's like, and like 2 months later, she throws a towel at him. But month 3, she's like putting her butt out. And then month 4, she's smacking him. He's like, what the hell? She goes, oh, it's a 2-way street.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and
it becomes a playful thing.
Yeah, there's some of those videos out there where the women are like, well, I'm going to show you what it's like for women when guys do that all the time. And guys are like, sweet.
I'm glad you're doing it.
Please. We want to be pursued too.
Yeah,
and that's another thing too, like that emotional intelligence, leads to better intimacy. Because later on, at this point, it's like, we can communicate that. And I want to be pursued too. And I am confident in expressing that, where in my first marriage, I didn't know how to say that. And so I shut down.
Yeah. Well, and I love the fact that I can, it's kind of become a cute little thing for us, but I'll be like, baby, I had a bad day. Let's go cuddles, but if I said that to, and she knows I really just want to lay in bed, watch TV and cuddle and hold her and just be intimate that way.
Yeah.
And I know that it might lead to something, it might not, but the goal is to be close and comforting and help me like relax from my day because she brings me peace.
Yeah. And
just feeling her heart next to mine just brings a lot of peace and love. And it's just,
would you have done that in your 20s?
Well, I knew I used to fucking hate snuggling and cuddling. I hated it because of the two I was with. Kind of thing, because she made me feel bad about wanting those things.
Sure.
Like anything I wanted or expressed, I automatically was made to feel bad about it.
Yeah.
And so I learned to
shut down
and like, okay, I guess I'm going to take care of things myself in the other room. And that created more distance and it just was bad. And so it's nice being over 45 and dating when you do find somebody you value what you didn't have and you learn the value of it.
Yeah.
And
one day, maybe
and it's all those things you can hit the BS meter. You can get the financial autonomy that you said, you get the emotional intelligence and it's nice when you actually find someone that fits that.
And I think the biggest thing is that it takes being mature enough to reflect on yourself and your own experiences
100%.
so that, we have to be honest with ourselves. There are a lot of people in our generation, that are Gen X that they still are acting like they're in their 20s. They haven't learned those things.
Well,
That's really kind of sad.
I'm immature and stuff and playful. And
that's
fun.
different. It's playful. It's intentional.
But I think I did have
I
to.
act like an idiot sometimes, but I do it because I enjoy it.
I mean, I did have to take that time to go, okay, what did I do wrong? What did I get wrong? And what could I have done differently? And what did I sacrifice that I actually held important to me?
Yeah.
And in your 20s and 30s, you think you're like, I got to please them 100%. I'm like, no, it's being compatible and being accepting of someone and then hearing them, I need this. And if you just ignore it, then you're going to push that person away. And, if they're asking like Jason's lovely word, like, I want to be pegged every 2 days, and you're not comfortable with pegging.
Why do you want to be pegged every 2 days?
I'm just saying that's what you want.
Oh, no.
But it's having that safety to like, I don't know, I don't want that.
Yeah.
And then that person going, okay, cool, he's not into it. Fine, whatever.
And I think that's one of the big benefits at our age now, where it's like the approach to relationships entirely is different.
Yeah.
In a much, much more effective, mature, better, appropriate way.
And you can tell the people that have learned that.
Yeah.
And the ones that haven't and are still scorned and they're still trying to date like they're 20.
Yeah, it's selfishness.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, so this is the positive side of dating after 45 as opposed to the negative like we talked about before.
So I want to throw out there.
Oh, okay.
One thing. So in the essence of dating after 45, for our 1 year anniversary in early May 4th, May the 4th be with you, we here at Angry Mouse Media, Two Dads Gen X Edition, are going to have our first dating live show.
Oh, fuck.
And we would love anyone that is single in James's age range, 10 above, 10 below, to reach out in the comments. Let us know if you'd be interested in joining our dating show. It'd be like one of the old school dating shows of the three girls on one side, a curtain in between, James on the other. So you've seen him. He won't see you.
You don't have to physically be present. You can be virtual.
Yeah, we can do virtual too.
Yeah. Wait, am I then required to take the person out on a date?
If you guys match.
All right. I'll do it. I'm game. All right.
So, and I'm going to bring it up every episode going forward. So yeah, in those comments, hit that like, subscribe, send us a message, and we will start getting those little contestants lined up.
You guys better pick some incredible women then.
Oh, we're going to pick dogs. Of course we want you to be happy like me. So,
all right, cool. All right. I'm game.
All right, cool. So, hey, thanks for joining us. I hope you love the topic. Remember hitting those comments, what you've learned as you got older from dating. We'd love to hear you. We'd love to hear your horror stories, and we'd love to hear your romantic
great successes.
I mean, honestly, we society loves trauma and sadness, but we here at Two Dads, we love happiness and joy
as well. Yeah,
it sounded really weird, but we
do.
did.
All right, cool. Stay classy, Kansas City. Join us next time.